I like to eat like a rainbow. Builds my body and it makes my brain grow. Helps my heartbeat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow. I like to eat like a rainbow. Builds my body and it makes my brain grow. Helps my heartbeat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow. I like to eat like a rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, and green, the tastiest colors I've seen. I like to eat foods purple and blue. Colorful foods are healthier too. I like to eat like a rainbow. Builds my body and it makes my brain grow. Helps my heartbeat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow. I like to eat like a rainbow. Builds my body and it makes my brain grow. Helps my heartbeat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow. I like to eat like a rainbow. Colorful food makes a colorful meal that really colors the way that I feel. I'm living in a colorful way. Eat like a rainbow every day. I'm living in a colorful way. Eat like a rainbow every day. Colorful sunsets, colorful jokes, colorful flowers, colorful folks, colorful shirts, colorful pants. I eat from the rainbow of colorful plants. Colorful shirts, colorful pants. Eat from the rainbow of colorful plants. I like to eat like a rainbow. Builds my body and it makes my brain grow. Helps my heartbeat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow. I like to eat like a rainbow. Builds my body and it makes my brain grow. Helps my heartbeat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow. I like to eat like a rainbow. Who's making money telling children lies about happy clowns eating burgers and fries? It puts the fast food in the children's hand. It's good for you, says the junk food man. Don't believe the junk food man. Put 10 or 12 teaspoons sugar in a can. That's the junk food company plan. Puts a can of soda in the children's hand. It's good for you, says the junk food man. Don't believe the junk food man. The junk food man's gonna hook you in. He'll play a kid just like a violin. And just like drugs or cigarettes, he makes more money the more kids he gets. The junk food man, he gets his pay to tell you lies, lead you astray. Puts a candy in the children's hand. It's good for you, says the junk food man. Don't believe the junk food man.
Hi, my name is Tracy Hubble. I am the chair of the board of directors for the Coalition for Healthy School Food. I wanted to thank you all for coming tonight and hope that you enjoy your evening with our wonderful host, Tabatha James, and Dr. Stacy De-Lin. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you again for your support.
Welcome to our gala. I'm Amy Hamlin, and I'm proud to be Executive Director of this incredible organization. Greetings from all of us at the Coalition for Healthy School Food, including board members Cynthia King and Amanda Mullen, and Tracy Hubble, who we just heard from, Kelly Wind, and myself. Michael Greger is also on our board of directors. Hey, everybody, so nice to see you. I count myself very lucky to be able to do such meaningful work that I love. We're going to have a great evening, and so grab a drink and settle in. Now to introduce our amazing co-hosts. Tabatha James is a mom, wife, SAG-eligible actress, and founder of The Sensible Vegan. She is a vegan blogger, children's book author, and speaker. She has been featured in Health Magazine, Women's World, and several other publications. Check out her website, thesensiblevegan.com, where you can find quick and easy recipes using 10 ingredients or less.
And Stacy De-Lin, MD, is a board-certified physician. Her specialty and areas of practice are family planning and gynecology. She works to combat misinformation and promote evidence-based medicine through her Instagram account at Stacy De-Lin _MD. She has been a vegan for 12 years and believes that the food we eat is activism for animal welfare, health, and the environment. Welcome, Tabatha and Stacy, and thank you so much for hosting our 2021 Taking Root Healthy Kids Gala.
Thank you so much. And I know I speak for both Dr. De-Lin and myself when I say we are thrilled to have you join with us this evening. Thank you so much for being here tonight with us virtually for yet another year. We hope that we can meet in person again next year. Tonight we'll have guest speakers, honorees, a silent auction, and of course, plenty of opportunities for you to support our work.
And I can say from experience that the in-person galas, having gone year after year and being very sad that I can't dress up in a Halloween costume with all of you this year, are so fun. And I also can't wait to get back to those. But for tonight, I'm really grateful that we can at least all join together virtually. So first, we want to thank our generous corporate sponsors. And if you look in the text chat box, there's a link there for the corporate sponsors.
If you haven't already, please open your chat box now. To do that, click on the chat icon at the bottom of your screen. We're going to put the silent auction link in it, and we hope you'll click on that now to open the auction in another window. We'll also post the donation link in there as well, and we'll be referring to them throughout the evening, as well as reposting them for your convenience.
And if you need to communicate with us during the program, you can privately message Amy Hamlin and Kelly Wind with questions through the chat box. And you can also feel free to comment to everyone during the events.
And if you have any tech problems, send a chat message to Bob Frankie, our amazing tech volunteer. And a huge thank you to Bob for helping manage the tech part of our program.
So please donate. Again, you have that link in the chat box, and we're going to be regularly putting our donation link into the chat. And we're going to encourage you, if you like what you're hearing, to make a generous donation. And we do understand that for some of you, that might mean $10, but any amount is appreciated for the cup of coffee each week. It's easy to make a monthly donation by clicking on the donate link in the chat and choosing recurring donation.
The Coalition for Healthy Food is the only and first organization nationally to organize exclusively on getting plant-based food, and I mean healthy vegan food, on school menus and providing plant-based nutrition education. And they've been doing it for 18 incredible years. And thanks to Animal Welfare Trust and Brad and Sunny Goldberg, who helped get them started all those years ago.
One of their most recent projects is a beautiful booklet called The School Food Service in the Age of COVID-19 and Beyond. This was a joint project that the Coalition for Healthy School Food did in partnership with the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. Thanks so much to PCRM for printing 1,000 copies and sending them to every school district in New York State. And we're in the process of sending it out to over 17,000 food service directors in 26 states. This information is something that most food service directors have not been exposed to, and it has a chance to make a huge difference for schools across the country. So working with the food service directors and the staff is a huge part of what we do. And at the very least, we're planting those seeds for change.
There are 7 billion school meals served in the US schools every year. And changing how schools feed kids is such a huge opportunity to reduce food injustice, animal suffering, and address climate change.
And in addition to working with the food service staff, the coalition also works to educate students, families, teachers, assistant teachers, administrators, school nurses, and other adults who work in the schools.
And as time goes on, and because of their work and the work of many others, in addition to health, messaging about racial justice, climate change, and animal suffering, at least in the schools we partner with, it is no longer off limits.
The coalition has a Visiting Vegan Chefs program, which brings vegan chefs to culinary high schools in New York and works with a national nonprofit. This program exposes high school students to successful vegan chefs and introduces them to the reasons why people are vegan or eating more plant-based. Another program which had a big impact was teaching 100 11-year-olds in family and consumer science classes virtually. They taught 10 classes that included cooking demos, food justice, and health. Many responded that they were surprised to learn that we don't need milk and that you can reverse type 2 diabetes. So if you'd like the coalition to be able to teach more classes like that and reach more students, over in the chat, you'll see a link to donate. In fact, if you donate $50 or more, you'll get a copy of the Great Life Cookbook sent to you. It's a wonderful resource and makes a great gift.
And I want to give a special thanks to Cornucopia Natural Foods in Sayville, New York, which is on Long Island, and their support makes a huge difference for us, for helping us to provide free programming in schools. And if you are ever in Sayville, you can always count on getting a delicious vegan meal and groceries. Thank you, Cornucopia, for your support.
Now I am very excited to introduce our first honoree, Eloisa Trinidad. It is amazing how much this woman does. She's the executive director of Chili's on Wheels, an organization that makes veganism accessible to communities in need through meal shares, food demos, clothing drives, and mentorship.
She is the New York City chapter president of Hip Hop is Green, an organization that provides health and wellness programming in schools and the community around plant-based eating, gardening, fitness, and food justice.
And she's the co-founder and executive director of Vegan Activist Alliance, an organization fighting to end the oppression of animals through educational outreach.
And when the pandemic started, the coalition switched to virtual programming, and she began teaching the coalition's food and race class. She gave this course depth and content that it needed to be relevant to 16 to 24-year-olds. And we are so inspired by her passion and dedication and are grateful that she has agreed to keep teaching for us this year. Because of her, we hope for great things for the next generation. And so tonight, Eloisa, we honor your outstanding contribution, leadership, and dedication on behalf of the children, animals, the environment, and food justice for all. We are so proud to introduce you, Eloisa Trinidad.
Thank you, Tabatha and Stacy and Amy and Kelly. You all do such amazing work, and I'm so grateful to be here with such amazing people. So this honor is not for me, it is for everyone who's here. And don't mind me if I get emotional, I'm an emotional person. But everyone who's on this call does such amazing work. Social justice is not easy. Changing the way people eat is not easy. Inspiring our students, inspiring our youth has its challenges. And so we don't usually get compensated for that work, and it is tough work, but it is so rewarding in so many ways. Growing up, I had the opportunity to really be connected to what it means to live on this planet, to be connected to the soil and the water and to our beyond human relatives, and to grow food. And that's an opportunity that most children don't get. In our city, a lot of children are actually food insecure and housing insecure, and this vastness of wealth that exists. And so working with the coalition and really working with the youth, 16 to 24-year-olds who were facing challenges from racism to being housing insecure, telling me the challenges that they were facing in eating healthy, really just motivated me further to continue this work and continue to work for providing school food, whether that was by providing it to them directly through COVID food relief, or through telling them about tomatoes, and the tomatoes are indigenous to this part of the world. There is so much to learn, and I don't have a prepared speech, so bear with me. There's so much for us to learn and for us to teach them and for us to empower them. Our youth is so motivated, whether they're 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 16-year-olds. I think to give our students a chance to flourish, we have to provide them with proper nourishment. They cannot become activists or advocates if they first don't get the opportunity to succeed, to pay attention in school. There are folks on this call who have been working with the New York City school system for very long, and who are doing that work. Whether you're vegan or not vegan, I think we have to come together to build alliances and coalitions to further what we're trying to do. For those who are on the call who are not vegan, I plead that please you go vegan. Our animals, our fellow animals deserve it. There is no liberation without collective liberation. And for all of those who are on this call, thank you so much for all that you do. This award is for you. And I am grateful to always be in such a space where I am inspired by your tenacity, by your dedication, by your perseverance to make this world a better place for our beyond human relatives, for our human relatives, and to protect our planet, which we only have one of. So thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Thank you so much for all you do. And it is so great that Eloisa and the coalition are bringing awareness to food and race and social justice issues. So we really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I mean, guests, your support helps the coalition to offer more of these kinds of programs. You can make a donation, you can bid on the auction, and there are other ways you can support the coalition too, like Amazon Smile, the Roundup app that connects your debit or credit card to rounding up to the next dollar with each purchase. There's Facebook fundraisers, eBay charities. You can click on the link in the chat to find out more about any of these. And except for the Roundup app, all of these won't cost you a penny, but they will provide financial donations to the coalition.
And if you look in the chat box, we have our link to donate, and the silent auction is still open. You can find the link there in the chat box. So Tabatha, have you been checking out the silent auction? There's actually some really cool stuff in there. For example, you can get a spot in Victoria Moran's Main Street Vegan Academy, Vegan Lifestyle Educator Certificate Program. I actually know a lot of people who have done that, and it's great. You can also get a case of sea snacks, seaweed grab and go packs, or $110 worth of Mayokos, which for me would be like one night. I would eat it all in one night, but for everybody else, that's that's a very long-term amount of cheese. Or you can earn a certificate in plant-based nutrition from eCornell and Center for Nutrition Studies with Cullen Campbell. So in the chat, you can click the link to the silent auction and check out what we have there. It's going to be open until 9:30 p.m. tonight.
And it's a win-win situation. I mean, you can get something great, and the coalition gets funding that they need for programming, like to bring a vegan chef to a school for a cooking class.
And I also want to give a special thanks to healthycampaign.org for their corporate sponsorship. A campaign of healthy people is a winning strategy. Healthy Campaign is an educational website that includes a free online course to educate about the benefits of healthy political campaign staff and volunteers. So thank you, Healthy Campaign, for making our work possible.
Now to introduce Stephen O'Brien. Stephen is the Director of Strategic Partnerships and Policy at the New York City Department of Education Office of Food and Nutrition Services. The Coalition for Healthy School Food has worked in partnership with New York City and Stephen since 2008. Stephen is an advocate of plant-based food options in schools and frequently advocates for the importance of plant-based options. He has been instrumental in the many positive changes that New York City schools have made in partnership with us toward more plant-based options. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction, Tabatha and Stacy. Really, I just want to stress how important, the partnership with the Coalition for Healthy School Food is. This is a very unique partnership. We have been partnered with the Coalition for Healthy School Food since the very beginning. And without this partnership, I don't think we would have done as much as we have in this particular space and with this initiative. So first, I want to stress how important it is to have a formal partnership with the Coalition for Healthy School Food and how influential they have been with both leadership and our frontline staff to really influence and educate us about the ways that we should be eating and the ways that we could be doing better. Working with people like Eloisa and others, this is a food justice issue, and this is also a sustainability issue and an issue for helping to make sure that, animal welfare is, first and foremost in the way that we think about things. So, we are the largest school system in the country. We serve about 150 million meals every year. That translates to close to 1 million meals a day. And that is a massive responsibility when you're feeding so many students in New York City specifically who are food insecure, who need to have nutrition in order to be effective learners. And there's this constant balance between how do we encourage students and entice students to have a delicious meal while still making sure that we're advancing the health and welfare of the children as a whole. And without the support of the coalition, I don't think we would be doing this half as smart as we have been. The coalition has really helped us. Number one, they were the first to really influence the vegetarian menu option for our schools. They have made a massive accomplishment in New York City by allowing us to be the first public school system in the country to offer a fully vegetarian option for both breakfast and lunch to schools to choose. They helped to influence a vegetarian choice daily for all 1,700 plus schools in the city. So we have a hummus option in all of our schools, and that lasted through the pandemic in our grab and go service. They were influential in making sure that even during our pandemic service, we were providing vegan options and salad options in our menu choices so that we weren't just going to things that were very convenient, like prepackaged sandwiches that were made with processed meats, etc., that we were really working to advance, the thinking and stay forward, moving forward in the way that we're providing options to our students in our community. They also have helped us to make sure that we're transparent in this work, that they help to make sure that we work towards labeling our vegan items separate from our vegetarian items. That's new this year. For a long time, it's always nice to make incremental change, and we should remember that in a large system, incremental change is a success, even though it might not be as wide scale as we would all like it to be. It matters. And so building on that, we started with having a V next to all of our vegetarian options. And now we have a distinction between V for vegetarian and VE for vegan. So that's been a huge accomplishment that without the partnership with the Coalition for Healthy School Food, I'm not sure that this large organization would stay as progressive as we are. The other thing I'd like to say is that the coalition has really helped to influence our meals. They continue to work with us to make sure that we're eliminating processed meats and continue to advocate for this on policy in New York City. Meatless Friday, which began this year as an additional vegetarian day with the intention for Fridays to be more of a vegan option. We're not 100% there yet. We're still working on recipes with the coalition and others to help advance the fact that having another vegetarian day on Friday allows for our staff to do some preparation on Wednesday and Thursday to make sure that we have a more scratch forward option on Fridays, that it's not just an easy cheese item, for example, that we're doing more vegetarian stews and tangines and things of that sort on Fridays. We continue to advocate and campaign around the Meatless Monday program, just because that is such a nationally recognized program, and it helps working with the coalition to do so. And like I mentioned earlier, we're doing a lot of this to really help influence the long-term health outcomes for our employees and our students. We need to make sure that we're doing this as our part to serve more cool, COOL, foods in a sustainable way for our system, considering we're the largest buyer of food in the school food space, and also increasing awareness around animal welfare and making sure that we're thinking about the way that we do our work with intention. Finally, I'll just say that, I would encourage all of you that are on tonight to really spread the word. This is gospel, and this is important for us to be working together and to really support an organization like the Coalition for Healthy School Food, which really has, from firsthand experience, made a huge difference in the way that administrators think about the delivery of our menus citywide. Finally, I just want to say a huge thank you to the Coalition for Healthy School Food for providing the Great Life Cookbook to all of our managers who oversee our 1,700 schools, as well as our supervisors and administrators and menu planners in the Office of Food and Nutrition Services. This was a wonderful donation that was made directly to our frontline employees during the pandemic as a way to say thank you, but more importantly, as a way for people to open their eyes and read the simple recipes that are here in this cookbook that really has helped to influence the way that our frontline staff thinks about the way they prepare our food for our children. Again, a huge thank you to the Coalition for Healthy School Food, and it's my pleasure to be here tonight, and thank you so much.
Stephen, thank you so much. It's so incredible to hear about the work that you do. It's so incredibly important. And, you know, if people on the call don't know, New York City is actually the biggest school food operation in the entire country. They serve about 1 million meals a day. So what happens in New York City really does reverberate to school districts everywhere.
And as Stephen said, the coalition has been a driving force in the transition to a citywide menu that is now completely meat-free, 2 days a week, Mondays and Fridays, and that is amazing. And the plan with your support is to bring a chef in the New York City test kitchen to help develop new plant-based entrees for the menu. So those meat-free entrees can be vegan. And there's a commitment on the part of New York City that the goal for Fridays is a vegan hot entree. We want to build that platform and to invest in the coalition's efforts to make the meals served in schools healthy, delicious, and animal-free. And because we know the habits formed in childhood last a lifetime. So we want to get kids growing and eating plants young, and it will have a lasting impact like this one here, my daughter. So taking root, growing healthy kids, the theme of our gala is all about planting seeds of change, and with our youngest generation, exposing them to knowledge that will help make them informed decisions as they grow up.
You know, I think we also don't, we're talking about this in the context of food as if it's just a meal, but, you know, as a physician, I know that, that kids who have access to better food have things like better behavior, better grades, better attendance. And so it's really so important that we treat the food that kids eat at school as part of a child's education. So we also want to thank nutritionfacts.org for their corporate sponsorship. Dr. Michael Greger is on our board of directors, and we're very proud to count him as a supporter. Back in the spring of 2019, we brought him to NYC, and he presented to the 500 supervisors and managers of the New York City Office of Food and Nutrition Services. The feedback was amazing. The nutrition professionals were quite frankly blown away by his talk and the information that he presented.
And if you want to help support this effort, please make a donation right now. They need $10,000 to bring a vegan chef into the New York City test kitchen to create new vegan recipes. So let's all help them get there. Please take a moment to click on the link now and make a donation.
And as a reminder, you can look over in the chat box for this donation link. It's pasted there. And before we have our next guest, let's just stop for a second to revisit the silent auction. The Healthy Kids Triple Bundle has a children's book written by my amazing co-host, Tabatha. Tell us about what Farmer Sue Knew, what motivated you to write it, and what's it about?
Wow, so Farmer Sue Knew is about a dairy farmer who has children of her own and becomes vegan, turns it into an animal sanctuary, and starts producing plant milk. And it didn't take me after becoming vegan to know that what happens a lot in the dairy industry is cruel. It didn't take me becoming a mother to realize that. But when I became a mother, the bond between me and my daughter is, I mean, you can't describe it. And to know that a baby calf is taken from her mother for milk, that really got me, and I became vegan overnight. And so the book is about a dairy farmer who has children of her own and realizes, you know, what she's doing needs to change. And she was my motivation for writing this book. So I hope someone wins it. And if you do, I will sign it for you. And, you know, you'll get a signed copy from me. So that is why I wrote the book. Okay, so Right now, this is a perfect time to introduce our next guest, 9-year-old Sita and her 5-year-old sister, Savitha Somnath Bono.
Hi everyone, my name's Sita and this is my sister Savitha. Hello everybody! We did a few classes with the Coalition this year and want to share what we learned. The first one was a cooking class with Miss Amani. The Coalition sends healthy lunch recipes to schools around the country and we learned how to make some of them, like the chili power bowl, black beans and plantains, and Chinese croquettes. I like being able to make a full dinner, hanging out with other vegetarians and vegans, how Miss Amani worked hard to say our names, and how everyone showed their plates of food at the end. We still make the chili. In fact, we made it a few weeks ago when we went camping with friends. They all came over to try some, thought it was delicious, and were surprised it didn't have any meat. The other class was a workshop with the Catskill Animal Sanctuary. Miss Lauren from the sanctuary showed us a different rescued farm animal, each week. It was fun to see and meet the animals and see their personalities on Zoom. We actually went and visited the sanctuary and in person, and I thought the chickens were the best. They are so fun to feed. Though we don't eat meat, the visit got us thinking about other ways we hurt animals, like putting them in petting zoos, taking their milk, or eggs. We really shouldn't be hurting others for our everyday needs. I'm glad the Coalition has classes to make us think about this stuff. Thanks. Bye. Bye.
That could not have been any cuter. But in addition to being cute, it's really incredible just to look at the impact that the Coalition's classes can have. They provide these classes for free. And as a reminder, they can only do that with your support. So please hop on over to the link in the chat and make a donation now. For those of you who have already donated, thank you so much. Please take a peek in the chat box for the donation link.
Now let's get to our next honoree, Nancy Lazarus, one of the co-owners of the iconic Moosewood Restaurant.
Moosewood Restaurant in Ithaca, New York is one of the early vegetarian natural food restaurants. I think those of us who are like very, very long time vegetarian vegans, it was one of the first ones out there for us to know about. In its millennium issue, Bon Appetit magazine named Moosewood, quote, one of the 13 most influential and revolutionary American restaurants of the 20th century, and credited it with, quote, helping to change the way we eat. Moosewood opened in 1973, and within a few years transitioned to a collectively owned and operated business run by a group of 19 shareholders. Moosewood has long been a supporter of the Coalition. The Moosewood Collective gave a percentage of royalties from its 12th cookbook, Moosewood Restaurant Cooking for Health, published in 2009 for the Coalition, and put the Coalition logo on the back cover. In 2011, they helped us develop a vegan fiesta Mexican lasagna recipe for a USDA school meal recipe contest. The recipe is so good that it was chosen to go on the USDA hard copy cookbook, which is distributed to schools across the country. And ever since, they've worked together with the Coalition to develop and revise quantity-sized vegan recipes for school kitchens. These recipes have been distributed to schools across the country in 30 states to approximately 10,000 school districts. Nancy, for your generous gift of time and talent providing plant-based vegan recipe development for school meals across the country, we honor you. Please welcome Nancy Lazarus.
Thank you to the Coalition for this honor, and let me show you my beautiful plaque. I'm not sure if you can see it really.
We can.
But it's really beautiful. My husband saw that photo and said, "Oh, you as a child." I said, "No, but I wish." Anyway, also thank you to the Coalition for the good work you do and for the opportunity that I've had working with you for, I think close to 10 years now. It's been wonderful. It's been gratifying, interesting, challenging, and also a lot of fun. I've done a lot of activities, the cool school food, always hard to say, activities such as vegan food tastings and classes and educational programs. And it's just so satisfying, like with a tasting before lunch in an elementary or middle school, to see a kid sort of sidle up to our table, a kid who you can just tell is tofu hesitant, and he tastes the tofu dish, he likes it, orders it for lunch, and there's a wonderful feeling in that. Plus, I know that a lot of these kids and adults, I have to say, a lot of what the coalition has been doing in the schools helps to increase their awareness of the food we eat and how the food we eat affects our health, both our own bodies and the animal kingdom, the environment, the earth. And one of the most gratifying things to me is that I feel that I have helped a lot of kids open up to new ideas. And I think that as they go through their lives and are exposed to all kinds of new ideas, they'll be much more receptive. And to me, that's very gratifying. And I think it's a big part of what the work of the coalition is achieving. So in addition to that, of course, I've done a lot of vegan recipe, quantity vegan recipe adaptation and development. And that's, that's just part of what I do. But it's been wonderful working with Amy and Olivia, and right now Chris and Terry. The coalition people I'm working with are a big part of what keeps me working with the coalition, along with the rest of it. They are so energetic and dedicated. And also being in touch with, again, the school kids and the cafeteria staffs. And I want to mention the New York State bean farmers. I've gone with Amy to 3 or 4 of the annual lunch meetings of the New York State bean farmers, and we've fed them black bean brownies and beanie burgers and what else? Sweet potato boats filled with beans. And that's something that I would never have had the opportunity to do without the coalition. I'm grateful for that, Amy. Thank you. So developing all these recipes has been interesting, challenging, because of the challenges that the school cafeterias face all the time. But it's wonderful. They're out there. And as far as I know, I think somebody said, and I think I knew this, that the coalition is the only national organization exclusively devoted to increasing vegan options in the public schools. So I could go on, but I won't. Part of my regular work is as an editor, so I'm always looking, for clarity, consistency, and brevity, of course. So I just want to say that in my experience, everything I've seen, the coalition is a remarkable group. With exacting standards, clear goals, and it deserves all of the support it can get. And so please support the coalition any way you can. They're doing really good work.
Wow, Nancy, we appreciate what you do and everything you do, and just everything you've done with the coalition, and just exposing so many people to vegan options. And everyone, if you don't know, in the silent auction, you and a guest have a chance for a 4-course vegan dinner for 2 at Moosewood, a night at the Hilton Garden Inn in Ithaca, and 2 one-hour massages. Wow, what a great auction package. Click on the link in the chat box to visit the auction and bid on this and other great items right now. We won't go anywhere, I promise.
And as a reminder, the silent auction is still open. You can look for the link in the chat box. Now hold on for this next superwoman. Maggie Baird is the mother of Billie Eilish and Finneas Baird O'Connell. Born in Fruita, Colorado, Baird developed an affinity for performing arts, acting, and singing. After making her first TV appearance in the 80s, she went on to land roles in Friends, X-Files, The West Wing, 6 Feet Under, and more.
Early in the COVID-19 pandemic, Maggie and her family ordered food from their favorite plant-based restaurant and delivered it to the Midnight Mission. This simple act of kindness quickly grew into a volunteer-fueled organization that provides plant-based meals and prepared restaurants to receive these meals. And they're prepared by struggling local restaurants to people experiencing food insecurities. Since its launch in March of 2020, Support and Feed has expanded to 4 cities and fed over 60,000 people.
The coalition has been so thrilled to partner with the New York City arm of Support and Feed to provide meals to students and their families. First, we'll see some video from our food distributions with Support and Feed. Then we'll hear from Maggie Baird herself.
Hi. Hi, we're so excited to have Coalition for Healthy School Foods here giving out food to our families, and our superintendent, Dr. Jaleela Cruz. We fully support, and we know that our families need all this extra food.
Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. Every day we're feeding almost 1,700 families, and we just truly appreciate the community collaboration. Thank you so much on behalf of District 4.
And thank you, Support and Feed. How is that?
It's good. It is good. It's really good.
So you've been to Veggie Grill before?
It's really good. I love it. I always get the salad. It's good. I think got some type of raspberry, some vinaigrette. It's good. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Maggie Baird, founder of Support and Feed. Support and Feed has been honored to partner with the Coalition for Healthy School Foods during the pandemic, and now for many years to come. The coalition is doing such important work, educating people about the benefits of plant-based food, empowering students about the food choices. We know that a plant-based diet is imperative for the health of our planet and for the health of humans, and they're making such a difference. With all of your support, we can help them go the distance. Thank you so much for all you're doing and for all your support of Coalition for Healthy School Foods.
Wow, she's amazing. And I just love her compassion and kindness and enthusiasm for a plant-based living. And she's just a phenomenal woman. And did you know we have 2 tickets to Billie Eilish's concert at Madison Square Garden in February on our auction? You will not see tickets for this price again.
And now we're going to hear from Dr. Natalie Santiago. Dr. Santiago is a new friend of the coalition, and she's a board-certified pediatrician. And of course, we should all be listening very carefully, because who knows better what our kids need than a pediatrician? And we definitely need more vegan pediatricians.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Natalie Santiago Brown, the vegan pediatrician. I'm so happy to be here with you this evening. Over 31 million school children in the United States rely on school meals, according to the USDA, and over 7 billion school meals are served in the U.S. each year. The USDA has published healthy meals guidelines that state that school meals should contain a vegetable, a fruit, a grain, a lean protein, and a serving of low-fat or fat-free cow's milk. However, just because a meal may meet the guidelines, it doesn't mean that the meal is particularly healthy. For example, many of the meals almost always feature meat and or cheese. In 2015, the World Health Organization stated that processed meats are a known carcinogen. Congratulations to the Coalition for Healthy School Food for laying the groundwork for New York City schools to remove processed meats from school meals. The Coalition for Healthy School Food also strives to have healthy plant proteins available for school meals. Animal protein is not necessary for good health and actually can contribute to type 2 diabetes, hypertension or high blood pressure, heart disease, and childhood and adult obesity. 36% of the people in the United States and about 65% of people worldwide cannot digest cow's milk. While there are people of all races and ethnicities who can't digest cow's milk, this is even more prevalent amongst people of color. Offering cow's milk as the only option for children could actually lead to a great incident of unpleasant gastrointestinal symptoms, such as pain, bloating, constipation, and diarrhea. Considering the fact that cow's milk is not even necessary for good health in humans and can actually contribute to or even worsen health problems in children such as asthma, allergy, eczema, acne, and type 1 diabetes, there's really no reason to include it in school meals for any child, regardless of race or ethnicity. The Coalition for Healthy School Food continues to advocate for and to work to have the USDA guidelines met in a healthy way by having healthier plant-based foods and plant milks available for school meals. There's a little known fact that the American Academy of Pediatrics has actually stated that well-balanced plant-based diets can be healthy for children. Aside from parents and family, children receive a great deal of their nutritional guidance from their teachers and from the meals provided at school. I've been so pleased with all the work that the Coalition for Healthy School Food has done to educate the community about the benefits of plant-based diets with regard to personal health, but also with regard to how our food choices can impact others. Thank you so much for your time this evening. I'm Dr. Natalie Santiago Brown, the vegan pediatrician. Have a great evening.
Wow, Dr. Santiago, it is so great to hear from you, and thank you for the important work you're doing. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Sometimes the coalition's work goes beyond working with K-12 schools. For example, they provided guest speakers to 90 nursing students at the CUNY Nursing School in Brooklyn to expose them to the power of plant foods for their patients as they get ready to go into their new careers. And now they're working with grad students in the CUNY School of Public Health Master's Degree program. All are also full-time working professionals.
Hello everyone, my name is Aniyah Turner and it is truly an honor to be a part of your virtual gala this year. Working alongside Amy and Kelly and the Coalition for Healthy School Food organization has been such a humbling yet eye-opening experience thus far. In such a short span of time, I've developed almost a lifetime of plant-based knowledge that has greatly impacted how I view food overall. With the health profession that I'm currently in, I'm very interested in educating others on how to attain their best health possible, and I'm learning that begins with the food we put into our bodies. Although it is an important topic, I also recognize that it can be a sensitive topic. For some people, they may feel judged about their current eating habits or possible ways they've raised their children with similar eating habits. So I'm finding that it is also very important to respect boundaries and others' opinion. I'm so grateful for this experience and I can't wait to put it to use not only in my professional life, but also my personal life. Thank you all so much and I hope you guys enjoy your evening. Bye.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm so excited to be working with the Coalition for Healthy School Food this year. In March 2020, I unfortunately got COVID like so many others. And one of the lasting side effects that has impacted me the most has been my taste and smell. It took about 3 months for my smell to fully come back after having COVID-19. And when it came back, it wasn't the same. So I was trying to make foods that I used to love, like chicken and beef. I couldn't even stand to be in the same room as them cooking anymore. The smell was so horrible that I had to do something. I had to change. So I ultimately decided to transition to a plant-based lifestyle because of that. And I'm so glad that I did, because it wasn't until I actually started my internship that I learned just how beneficial a healthy vegan diet really is. And after learning just the health benefits and how a healthy vegan diet can not only prevent but also reverse diseases, I just don't see myself ever going back, even if my smell came back. So I'm just really excited to be working with this coalition this year. I'm excited to learn everything I can, take in all the information I can about a healthy vegan diet and the health benefits that come along with it, so that when I start my career as a community health educator, I can take this information with me.
Hi, my name is Margaret Herring, and I am super excited to be working with the Coalition for Healthy School Food. I'm currently working to obtain a specialization in maternal, child, reproductive, and sexual health. In addition to this, I currently work in the child welfare system. Working with children and families has taught me so much about how our upbringing impacts us. In combination with the information that I've received from this partnership with the Coalition for Healthy School Foods, I realized how my upbringing has shaped my feelings about food and my relationships with food. The information that I've learned here has allowed me to realize how much my diet impacts me and how much I can benefit from a whole food plant-based diet. With the information that I received here, I would love to be able to bring it to the communities I serve in New York City. My community, as well as the communities I service, are often plagued with illnesses such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and obesity. I would love to be able to show parents that we can have an affordable plant-based diet and how much fun it could be for the children. I feel like if I am able to bring this information to the families, it will allow them to understand how much they are impacting their children in a positive way for the generations to come.
Hi everyone, my name is Jaleela Badamasi. I'm so thrilled to be part of the Coalition for Healthy School Food. As an intern, I have learned so much about plant-based diet and its impact on health. I'm more than ever inspired to make the necessary change to live a healthy lifestyle for my emotional and physical well-being. I want to use my experience as an intern towards my future career in public health. My goal is to address healthcare problems by integrating health awareness in educational programs and conducting campaigns both nationally and internationally to promote healthy diets and prevent diseases. Thank you.
Wow, oh my goodness, those students were amazing. And as they noted, this information will ripple out into the world throughout their careers and has already made a difference in their personal lives, as you saw. They were surprised to learn about the power of a plant-based diet, and this was information which they had not yet been exposed to. Way to go, CUNY students. Well done.
And once more, the reminder that the silent auction is still open. The link is in the chat box. It closes at 9:30, so make sure you're checking it out. Please be generous. The link to the auction is in the chat. The auction will continue on until 9:30, so you'll have some time after the program ends. There are so many great food items. Miyoko's Creamery, Sea Snacks, Edward & Sons variety packages, Lotus Food variety package, or the following New York City establishments: Riverdale, Dinners at Lady Bird, or the Overthrow Hospitality Restaurants, and the Cleanse Theory Kitchen. So you can also look for a link there for the CHSF Run Ride 2022. Look for the link. This is another way that Tabatha is going to tell us now about how to support us.
Yes, there are other ways to support the work of the Coalition for Healthy School Food. Any long distance runners out there or bike riders here? Each year we participate as a charity partner with the New York Road Runners Club for the half marathon in March and the marathon in November.
We also participate in the TD 5 Borough Bike Tour, which isn't a race, but just a really fun bike ride through the 5 boroughs of New York City. Almost anyone can do the ride. They're big fundraisers for us because each runner or rider commits to a fundraising minimum. So if you're interested in any of these, please click on the link in the chat and let us know your interest. And when it's time for us to start signing up runners or riders, we'll let you know. Filling out our 1-minute form will not commit you to anything, but it will allow us to let you know of the opportunity once it's time.
Before we introduce the final guest of the night, we want to acknowledge the amazing corporate sponsors that have contributed so generously for this event.
Animal Welfare Trust, Healthy Campaign, Cornucopia Health Food Store in Sayville, New York on Long Island, nutritionfacts.org, Forks Over Knives, Sea Snacks, American Bean, which makes great waffles for schools, Cynthia King Dance Studio in Brooklyn, my favorite, Meatless Farm, Miyoko's Creamery, and Vegucated. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you all.
Now, get ready. For our performance of the night, it is my pleasure to introduce DJ Cavem. This man is an activist, an educator, a vegan chef, an organic gardener, and an award-winning hip-hop artist.
He's performed at the Obama White House and has been featured in Oprah Magazine and on The Rachel Ray Show.
And his 2007 debut single, Wheatgrass, with rapper Stickman of Dead Prez, hit top 10 on the charts in Spain and introduced him to the public as an OG, an organic gardener. It led to his 2010 debut album, The Teacher's Lounge, followed by 2012's The Produce Section.
Get this, his latest EP, Biomimics, is being sold with seed packs, kale, arugula, and beets. When the full-length album is released, it's going to include recipes, including those veggies.
That is so amazing. And at last, but not least, he and his lovely wife, Eloisa Alchemia Earth, started a nonprofit called the Vita Earth Foundation, which hosts health and wellness summer camps, culinary concerts, and their recipes for resistance workshops, which focuses on culinary climate action.
That's all just amazing. So let's start the entertainment.
Yo, what's good? It's your man DJ Cavem representing Plant-Based Records, live and direct right here. I want to give a shout out to Coalition for Healthy School Food. Love what you're doing. I love the fact that we're on the same mission, teaching kids how to grow food, enjoy healthy food that's locally traceable source. You know, it's important. The only way to fight against climate change is really to have that culinary climate action. So with that being said, I'm going to rock a song for you called Keep It 100. You already know what it is. I love to go into schools, do performances, show them how I get down. Maybe I might come to a school near you. But, yo, like I said, this is a time where we're celebrating them. Make that donation to Coalition for Healthy School Food. Really talk. I mean, tell a friend. You know what's up. Keep it 100. Yeah. Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Keep it 100.
Put a learning garden up in every school, drop 100 down real quick. I done put a seed up in the ground, watching me water my cabbage. Keep it 100, 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 keep it 100. Smooth the game. I'm in love with my juicer, packing my lunch in my cooler, heading to class in my scooter. My learning garden's a ruler. Your teacher passed me the seeds. Hold up, wait, cooler. Growing the food that I eat. Cullen the arugula. Keep it 100, keep it 100, keep it 100. Packets of seeds. Packets of seeds. Look in the fridge, what you missing? Chopping the beets in the kitchen. Skin looking good, what you sipping? Green juice dripping. Big green flexing. Garden on swole. Gotta stay focused. Watching the bed overflow. Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Packets of seeds. Packets of seeds. Smooth the game. Put a learning garden up in every school, drop 100 down real quick. I done put a seed up in the ground, watching me water my cabbage. Keep it 100 in the sea, yo. Students be eating so good though. Planting the seed in the youth grow. Irrigation for that water flow. When the fall comes, I'ma rake up. Put the compost down, take the seeds up. Grow more food with the teacher. My learning garden's a ruler. Your teacher passed me the seeds. Hold up, wait, cooler. Growing the food that I eat. Cullen the arugula. Keep it 100, keep it 100, keep it 100. Packets of seeds. Packets of seeds. Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Packets of seeds. Packets of seeds. Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Packets of seeds.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That was mind blowing. DJ Cavem, thank you so much. He is so talented and his message transcends youth of all generations. And we appreciate your work. And we just thank you for just all you do. Thank you so much.
It looks like you have a backup dancer there too, Tabatha.
Oh yeah, we're keeping it 100 over here. So yes.
Which reminds me that there's an after party. So it starts in just a few minutes. If you want to attend the after party, just click on the link in the chat box. There might be a hold for just a moment, but we'll be letting you in ASAP. Bring your cats, your dogs, your Halloween costumes, or anything that makes you happy. It'll be totally casual. And everyone who wants to can talk with Amy, with Kelly, or anyone else who's at the party. And just one last reminder, please check the chat box to please donate. You can donate directly on one of the links, or the other link is for your bids in the silent auction, which will be up until 9:30 tonight.
And as we wind down, I mean, I know it's hard to wind down after that phenomenal performance from DJ Cavem, but as we wind down, I want to remind you that if you haven't donated yet, I hope everything you've heard will make you want to donate now. And the silent auction is going until 9:30, so please get over there and bid. And thank you so much to all of our silent auction donors. And thank you again to our corporate sponsors.
We can grow a better world for our kids, and the Coalition for Healthy School Food is making that happen, planting the seeds of change. I know that they welcome volunteers, so please reach out to them and let them know your skills and where you live. They're also seeking new board members, so let them know if you're interested.
Thank you to all of you for your time and support, and we truly appreciate it, and we cannot do what we do without you. Thank you.
Stay safe, everyone, and hope to see you next year in person. And don't forget to come on over to the after party if you want to join us there. Have a great night.
Good night.
I like to eat like a rainbow, builds my body and it makes my brain grow, helps my heart beat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow, I like to eat like a rainbow, builds my body and it makes my brain grow, helps my heart beat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow, I like to eat like a rainbow, red, orange, yellow, and green, tastiest colors I've seen. I like to eat foods purple and blue, colorful foods are healthier too. I like to eat like a rainbow, builds my body and it makes my brain grow, helps my heart beat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow, I like to eat like a rainbow, builds my body and it makes my brain grow, helps my heart beat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow, I like to eat like a rainbow. Colorful food makes a colorful meal that really colors the way that I feel. I'm living in a colorful way, eat like a rainbow every day. I'm living in a colorful way, eat like a rainbow every day. Colorful sunsets, colorful jokes, colorful flowers, colorful folks, colorful shirts, colorful pants. I eat from the rainbow, colorful plants, colorful shirts, colorful pants. Eat from the rainbow, colorful plants. I like to eat like a rainbow, builds my body and it makes my brain grow, helps my heart beat and my blood flow. I like to eat like a rainbow, I like to eat like a rainbow, builds my body and it makes my brain grow, helps my